A lot of people ask me what was the worst show you've ever done, and that's actually very easy. It's very easy to tell you that that was a show in McLeansboro, Illinois. It was myself, Mike Radcliffe, Brad Wilford, Jenny Summer, another, I forget, Jenny. It was the first time working with her, and headliner Gary Becker. This show was awful. It was awful from the start. The crowd wanted no part of it. We weren't even performing upstairs in the stage. It was downstairs to the bar. People were watching NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series races over our comedy. You know it's a bad sign. And that's when I failed. I bombed hard. I opened the show, bombed hard, and it wasn't going good. And I then brought Mike Radcliffe up. And that's where things took a turn. So we brought up Mike Radcliffe, and this was not done normal style. It was shotgun hosting. So I would bring up the next guy would bring up the next guy, so and so forth. I knew I wasn't well liked after my set, so I went outside to make paper airplanes and listen to the people coming in and out of the venue. That's when I heard it wasn't going well for them either. People with, that sucks, that was awful. And it wasn't bad comedy. They just weren't there for comedy, and sometimes the crowd turns on you and you're not feeling it. It's just a recipe for disaster. So I'm sitting out there and it's just not going good. Finally, I'm going, well, I got to go back in there. The show's got to be over. I got to pay the comics and see what happens. As I walk close to the door, that's where I meet Brad Wilford and Mike Radcliffe. They were sitting there and we discussed the show. So me and Brad and Mike start talking, and that's when they inform me it hasn't been going good for them, which I expected, and Gary's doing even worse. Gary Becker, our headliner. He's actually saying, hey, I'm going to kick this fucking crowd's ass if they don't stop heckling me and shit like that. Side note, Gary was my ride to the venue. Gary Becker was my ride, and I know on the way there, Gary had an obscene amount of ammunition, firearms, shrooms, and weed. It was like we're fucking traveling with the whole motley crew and Poison in one, but it's just him. And on top of this, he's a comedian. Before this, his last profession was a bouncer and MMA fighter. This is basically the cover of Roadhouse with a shitty star, you know, you wrote in middle school, written on it. That's him, the embodiment of him. And he's doing comedy right now and failing miserably. So after talking with Mike and Brad, I was like, I better get in there. He's got to be close to getting done. So I go in there, get the money, get paid, get the money from the venue. They're like, hey, we'd still love to have you back. I was like, seriously? Okay, well, fuck, money's money. And I go out there and I start paying the comics. Gary Becker's finally done. I hand him the money the golf style way. He gets in real close. He's like, hey, I think I'm going to kick this whole place's ass. And I was like, come on, Gary. You're not serious. You're not serious, Gary. And he walks outside, and I turn around to get the rest of my sound equipment and leave. Gary is my ride. And that's when this story gets fucking insane. Because you see, what I didn't know and many people didn't know, Gary's favorite pre-show ritual was to take an obscene amount of LSD. And when him doing that, I guess he had bouncer flashbacks and thought his life would threaten. So immediately when a guy went out there that was heckling him the whole time just to talk to him, he said, hey, Gary stuck him and fought him. Well, the problem was he was in good old boy country and he was severely outnumbered. And those good old boys gave out a good old boy ass whipping and fucked him up and ripped out his shitty Machine Gun Kelly dreads and really fucked him up. The whole time is ridiculous. I'm not even seeing this. Well, apparently that's when he decides to get his gun out and wave it around in the air, jump in the car when the cops are showing up at the same time, sideswipe a car, and then start on a high-speed chase. Oh, we're not done yet. Mind you, while all that's happening, I'm just tearing down our equipment. So I hear from the back, there's a fight. There's the gun. There's the cops. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I go outside to see the high-speed chase go on. I go back in to see what the hell's going on. That's when the cops go in and say, you're all shut down, and pulls the fucking liquor license from the place. So now I'm sitting outside. They all know I brought the fucking Machine Gun Kelly wannabe that tried to fight out everyone, so I'm not well liked. And McLeansboro doesn't have hotels. They don't even have fucking street lights. They don't have a taxi. How the fuck am I going to get home? So I have to ask someone for a phone to call because mine's dead. Oh my God. And then I got ride from 2 fans. The kicker is they really considered having another show. They wanted to have us back. So at one point. But that was the worst show.